What if I told you your brain has an edit button? Not for your taxes, sorry, but for your memories. And before you get excited and whisper, "Finally, delete my embarrassing secondary school dance video," let me stop you. This is not Men in Black, no clean memory wipe. This is something stranger, and honestly, more powerful. When you remember something, your brain may temporarily make that memory unstable, like a file you opened for editing. Only after that, it gets saved again. That process is called memory reconsolidation. Or, in plain language, recalling a memory can change the memory you recall. Tonight, we're going deep. But don't worry, I've tied a rope to your waist so you don't get lost in the neuroscience cave. The story, the memory file metaphor. Let's start with the biggest lie most of us were told about memory, that memory is a recording, like your brain is a security camera. On Tuesday at 3:07 p.m., you got rejected and your soul briefly left your body. Perfect footage, crystal clear. Except, that's not how memory works. Memory is more like a Wikipedia page. You keep opening it, you keep editing it, sometimes intentionally, sometimes emotionally, sometimes at 2 a.m. when you absolutely should not be trusted with your own thoughts. And here's the unsettling part. You don't just retrieve a memory, you may also rewrite it while retrieving it. Because remembering isn't replaying. Remembering can be rebuilding. The discovery. The brain opens the memory. For a long time, scientists thought memories were like concrete. You pour it once, it hardens, done. But research showed something wild. A memory can become labile, temporarily unstable after it's recalled, and then it needs a biological process to stabilize again. One influential line of experiments showed that after an animal recalls a fear memory, disrupting certain biological processes can interfere with how that memory is stored again. Translated into normal human language, your brain may unlock a memory when you recall it, and then lock it again when you're done. Memory file icon. Double-click. Editing. Save. The rules. When does the edit button appear? Here's the part the internet skips, because nuance doesn't go viral. Not every memory becomes editable every time you recall it. Reconsolidation often requires the memory to be reactivated in a specific way. Frequently, that involves a mismatch between what your brain expects and what actually happens. Researchers call this prediction error. Think of it like this. If your brain predicts this memory means danger, and something during recall signals, wait, maybe not, your brain might say, hold on, we're updating the file. It's like your brain is IT support. Have you tried turning the fear off and on again? Researchers have demonstrated in humans that fear responses tied to learned cues can be durably reduced when new learning is introduced within the right timing window after reactivation. This is often described as reconsolidation update. Notice the word, not delete, not erase, update. Because the story may remain while the alarm system calms down. The therapy angle, reducing the charge, not the memory. So what does this mean for trauma? It suggests that some therapies aim to help a person recall a painful memory in a way that allows the emotional intensity to reduce over time without pretending the event never happened. One clinical direction explored involves structured memory reactivation combined with interventions that may reduce the body's stress response during recall. For example, some studies have examined the beta blocker propranolol given during controlled reactivation sessions with the goal of weakening the emotional punch attached to the memory. But here's the important reality check. The evidence is mixed. Some trials report symptom reductions in PTSD. Some reviews conclude results are inconsistent or not strong enough for routine clinical use. Different analyses reach different conclusions depending on which studies they include. So the honest takeaway is this: memory reconsolidation is a real biological process with serious therapeutic potential. But it's not a magic spell. And it's definitely not DIY brain hacking. Please do not watch this video and suddenly become your own neurologist. That's how people end up drinking celery juice and claiming it fixed their childhood. What reconsolidation is not: myth-busting. Let's clear 3 myths quickly. Myth 1: you can delete memories. No, reconsolidation research is about modifying how a memory is stored or expressed, especially emotional responses, not performing a clean erase. Myth 2: if I recall trauma, I'll automatically heal. Not automatically. Timing, context, safety, learning signals, and therapeutic structure all matter. Myth 3: reconsolidation explains all therapy. It's an important mechanism, but psychotherapy is complex, and researchers debate how broadly reconsolidation explains different kinds of improvement. Landing the plane. Big meaning, practical wisdom. Here's the emotional truth hiding inside the science. You are not necessarily stuck with the raw, original pain of your past at full volume forever. The memory may remain, but the body doesn't always have to react like the danger is happening right now. And if you're carrying trauma, please hear this clearly. The goal isn't to become a person with no past. The goal is to become a person whose past no longer controls their present. So, next time you remember something painful, understand you may be opening a file. And with the right support, in the right setting, with the right process, that file can sometimes be saved again with less terror in the ink. In the next video, I can cover why sleep affects reconsolidation, what the reconsolidation window really means, and how modern trauma therapies may intersect with this mechanism without hype. Like, subscribe, and comment. If your brain had an edit memory button, what's the first thing you'd turn down, not delete?